What is going on, guys? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys another NBA episode of my DFS podcast. And we have a 4-game slate tonight, looking to really keep things hot. FanDuel and DraftKings NBA haven't lost all week. If you're looking to get in on the action, go to my site. For FanDuel, for DraftKings, message DK underscore twice, 2 underscores Guru, to get in on DraftKings as well. If you've been watching the videos, you should be doing very well. All my mentions yesterday ended up hitting value. Joel Embiid was super low owned for some odd reason. He just dominates the Wizards all the time. I know it was a back-to-back, but it was a back-to-back for both teams. They just played each other, so that logic really makes no sense for anyone who faded him for that reason. That just doesn't make any sense. He was like 3% owned on DraftKings. So let's jump into tonight's slate. And sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit looking at this slate. It's putrid. It's like there's no value to come by. You'd be lucky if half your team hits 5 times their value tonight. There's really just no injuries to take advantage of. And FanDuel has rightly adjusted basically every player's salary to make it very, very difficult for tonight. So we'll buzz right through this. I'll give you a value play for each position, and we'll move right along here. I wouldn't bet the house on the slate tonight. I'll definitely tell you that. For point guards, Westbrook's always a good option. 12,000 is a little expensive. If you want an actual value play from me, I kind of like Derek White. He screwed me last night. I had him on my cash lineup. He ended up being my drop scorer. I didn't love him against the Grizzlies, but he fit into my lineup so well, I didn't want to touch anyone else. So I threw him in. He ended up getting in foul trouble and only played, 15 minutes? I hope people look at that game and think, oh, like he doesn't get any time from Popovich after last game, blah, blah, blah. No, he was in foul trouble. He should be back on his normal 30-minute regimen, and he should be fine tonight against the Thunder. I think he hits value. He should get 25 fantasy points. If you look at his game log, he's low-key really consistent, so he's not a bad value play at point guard. He might go overlooked even on this small 4-game slate. Shooting guard, I don't mind Dwayne Wade again. 2 nights ago, I had him, and he was 1% owned. And he had a good matchup against the Nuggets. He ended up getting 29 fantasy points. I mean, look at his game log, guys. He gets mid-20s almost every single game. Where there's a tough pickings tonight at shooting guard. I like Dwayne Wade. I don't know if he's a lock in cash games, but I think he's a value play that I should definitely suggest to you guys just because he gets overlooked a lot. And he doesn't have a bad price. So 5,400 is manageable. He should fit right in. He has a decent matchup against the Celtics. Small forward, I like Danilo Gallinari a lot. This Clippers-Nuggets game is probably the best game to choose from tonight. The fastest paced, 2 of the worst defenses. I like Gallinari a lot. I know 7,400 is kind of a high price for him, but he's a guy who consistently gets over 30 fantasy points. So if I can get, 32 to 35 fantasy points from him tonight, I'm going to be more than satisfied. I think he's a pretty safe play at small forward. Power forward, I would say Blake Griffin, but his price went up to 10,000, which is a lot. That makes him more of a GPP play for tonight. He does have an awesome matchup against the Kings, but he's on a back-to-back on a road trip. He just played the Lakers, and he played terrible. 37 minutes, 24 fantasy points. Didn't have a single rebound. So he just didn't have it last night. Obviously, you don't expect him to play that bad again. But, he's in a little funk here. It's a back-to-back on road trip, and FanDuel adjusted his price to 10,000. Don't love it. I like LA a lot. LaMarcus Aldridge is in a good spot, 8,100. He hasn't really been hitting value as of late either, but the game sets out for him. He should be more of a focal point tonight against the Thunder. And again, this slate is really, really stinky. For centers, I think Steven Adams is a pretty safe lock in cash games at 7,200. He's just a gritty player. Not many guys can cover him, and he's just going to see consistent mid-30s in minutes and mid-30s in points. I think he's a really safe play at center tonight. The really good centers are overpriced. Drummond 98 is too much, and Jokic at 11K. I mean, maybe for GPP because of his upside of hitting 70 sometimes, but he's just not consistent at all enough to pay 11,000 for him. So I like him maybe in a tournament. Steven Adams more of a cash game play tonight. That'll sum up this putrid slate, guys. Use these value plays or whatever kind of value that they'll bring tonight. And until next time, I am the FD Guru, and I am signing off.